Hello again. I thought I would do a continuation of the last video. Um, a good part of it has to do with my records, but that doesn't need to be explained. The records part of these videos is, obviously for me. But anyway, uh, this spike is telling me that it's going to fade now, as you can see that bloom there. It's already pretty much halfway to being dead. It's pretty much dead, just needs to fall off. Ironically, it's not at the top or the bottom of the spike, it's the second bloom from the top. Kind of an odd place for it to start dying. But maybe there's just something wrong with that one flower. I don't know, but yeah. Don't get that. It's starting to die off in a weird place. The last one on the bottom, it shot out another bud. After everybody opened it, shot out a bud. So when it's all said and done, I might have one flower at the bottom of a naked spike for a little while. If it decides to do that, I'll film that, because that's odd. This channel's kind of turned into Phalaenopsis that do odd things in a way. But it suggested that it's going to start dying, at least the first set of blooms. We will see what that one that's a little bit younger decides to do. And it is said by some people say, to quote another YouTuber, it is said, some people say, that it seems to be suggested that Walla plant, that I'm going to say Phalaenopsis, because that's what I grow as far as orchids go, that when they're in flower, they put everything toward the flowers and don't really do much of anything else. Well, I don't really find that to be true, and this is the one at the moment that is doing other things while it's got flowers out. This one does the most other things. I don't think there's anything left for this one to do, as I said in the last video. But even though it's got the flowers, the leaf inside is, I don't know about extending, that's for flower spikes, but it is continuing to grow. It's not so hard to see that there's a leaf coming out of there now. So it's still growing despite the flowers. The roots are still extending despite the flowers. So, yeah, it doesn't seem that the flowers have stopped anything. Everything else is still happening too. Along with this older spike that is still green. Never does anything, but it's still green. I could cut the dead part off. I'm not. I'll leave that for, my brain to understand, because there's no good reason not to cut that dead bit off. None at all. It's not going to come back to life or anything. But it's doing what it's doing. Over here, This one has a leaf. I'm not going to try to show the new leaf while holding the phone. I'm liable to drop it in the fish tank. I don't know how. It's got a lid, so I don't know how I would drop it in the fish tank, but, I don't want to drop the phone because I'm trying to hold it and manipulate the plant too. But it has a flower, it has a leaf growing. At least one root has decided to extend. And this flower spike has failed at the tip. And right behind the failed tip, it looks like it might decide to extend on that node on top of the curl there. I don't know if it will or not. It might not. But I thought I would document that it looks like it might. Coming over here, this is my purple one. It used to have a companion in the pot, but with the neglect, the companion didn't survive. It too is growing a leaf. That's about all this one seems to be doing, other than concentrating on surviving after the neglect. And then behind it, there is this plant, which got the same treatment as this one and everybody else, but it doesn't look like it suffered too badly from the neglect. It's got a leaf coming out the top. I don't expect I don't expect any of the new leaves to get to full size after the period of neglect. But it's got a leaf coming out. It's clearly got root growth, so it is in vegetative growth. And I'm hoping that trying to get the focus, it's like autofocus. It's a cell phone. But there is a spot. Yeah, it's kind of pointless. Oh, there it is. You can kind of see it now. It's right there. Right there at the tip of my finger. I'm hoping that's going to be a spike. For one, it'll mean flowers. And for two, I will be reminded what color this Phalaenopsis is. I have forgotten. The two white ones up on the fish tank, well, one's got yellow detail inside, the other's got red detail inside, and I'm not even sure which is what. Wait a minute. The one white one is blooming, and we can find out which is which. The white one that is blooming, well, again, the focus. But this white one is the yellow one, meaning this white one must be the red one. So, okay, we got that straightened out. Thank you, flowers. You've accomplished something useful. I now know which is which again. So, that's the update. Everybody's in vegetative growth. This one's obviously blooming and doing vegetative growth. We've got vegetative growth. Excuse me, that I haven't got the editing on this phone figured out yet, so that's just going to have to stay, but I can say excuse me and apologize. So that's what these guys are doing. There is technically one more fowl that survived. Yeah, it's got a leaf and a couple of roots. There's not much point in filming it. If it decides to grow a spike this year, then I'll have my colors all sorted again. Because those two, this one and the other one that I'm not going to bother filming because it's got part of a leaf and like two roots, kind of like filming this one again, almost. Yeah. Those are the two that I have forgotten the colors. Use tags! And I shouldn't even say that with the, stupid voice. That's a good idea. But that's about all I got for now. Growth everywhere and one set of blooms. Talk to you next time.